Welcome everyone to the Lights of Miiva episode 59. My name is Sam Leonard. I am your GM, and I have some players.
My name is Zuru, playing Lumi, the Circle of Stars Druid.
Hi, I'm Suda, playing Riisha, the rogueblock, with more emphasis on the block.
I'm Mia. I'm playing Beraald, ranger, with my animal companion, a giant raccoon named Lucy.
I am Sadie. I am playing Zari, the Palabarian.
I'm Inter. I'm playing Criior, the fast monk.
And I'm Ash, and I play Ibrakeet the wizard.
So last time, you guys, hey, there we go. Stuff happened, and my brain just completely went out of its ear. But anyway, you're flying on a ship. You're about a half a mile over, about half a mile up in the air. We were to be clear. We will start anything you spend from now on will be you're no longer in long rest time, so consume your abilities. But yeah, you guys are flying, and after getting permission from Iris to go on a rock hunt, the ship turns markedly toward the south. You can see it mostly in a shifting of the now setting sun's position. There is a very fancy, like the captain holds up a very fancy navigation tool that looks to be sighting the sun on the horizon, which is an interesting trick because the ship is not on the horizon, and any such tools you've heard about require you to be able to, put the sun on the horizon. But you guys continue flying south in a general southeasterly direction through the night and into the next morning. Every 4 hours you hear the bells of the changing of the watch, and some sailors get up, go to work. Some sailors stop working and do various tasks around the ship, and other sailors go to bed. It is about daybreak that you hear the bell ring instead of the normal hour count number of times. Bell rings like solid for almost a minute, and all of the crew come out onto the deck. It is incredibly crowded. It's basically standing room only because a bunch of Iris's people, I have her name right?
Yes.
Okay, good. Thank dog. All right. A bunch of Iris's people are also crowded around on deck, and the captain from the quarterdeck up here looks out over the combined crew and says, we are hunting sometime this afternoon or this evening. We believe we will cross into a rock's terrain. As many of you know, rocks are hesitant to attack things that are significantly smaller than them, because they need large amounts of food to survive. We believe that the Baron is large enough to gather this rock's attention. We've done this hunt before. Best of luck. Your cuts if we manage to succeed. And we would ask that if you are not looking at Iris and her people, ask that our guests for the most part steer clear of the gun decks as much as possible, unless you are wanting to assist. You can, if you get into the Orloop deck and everything goes wrong, you will probably survive the crash to the ground. The best of luck to us all, and good hunting to the ship. And the first officer takes over and goes, "All right, load harpoons into the cannons. We will get ready for the hunt." And the cannons are drawn further inboard so that harpoons can be loaded into them. And the crew seems like that. When you have a crowd of people who are competent in their job and are having fun, you kind of get that gentle ribbing and that chatter back and forth. That is definitely the feel you guys get from this crew at this time.
Boy, they just don't seem to care that they're in the air. They're just having fun. It's a puzzler.
I'm still trying to figure out all the magic behind this, but I don't know much about magic.
So Zari goes to the gun deck captain and is like, "So how many rocks have you all hunted? You all look very experienced."
This is our third. Well, this is the officer's third. At this point, pretty much all of the officers are just constantly eating candy to keep you guys in the loop.
Is there anything we can do to assist?
Well, if you have ranged weapons, you can attack it as we are drawing it in, and then once it is drawn to the ship, anything that you can assist with taking it down quickly would be appreciated. So the master gunner, who you were talking to, is Monica Caro. She is an elf, and the gun crew's like, at this point, half of the guns are loaded with harpoons. So, basically, yeah, it just look like a normal harpoon sticking out of the end of a cannon. The head of the harpoon is about a foot long and four barbs, and it is not as sharp as you might expect. Sorry, sound better? Okay, hopefully it's recovering. Sorry, they were telling me I was robotic. So yeah, harpoons are about a foot long, and it's not dull. Like it's not dull, but you definitely like the you couldn't shave with the not only you'd think you'd have trouble cutting like meat.
Paper.
Yeah.
It's also a little bit big to shave with.
After getting the harpoons loaded, the next bell rings for the next hour, and the crew gets loaded up on food. And today, because the hunt is starting, it is bacon and eggs, and they've found some like rye bread. You think the cook has been baking rye bread overnight, because you guys could smell a little bit actually, just knowing now. But like thick slices of bread covered in a very thick butter, eggs and bacon, and people like getting huge plates piled as the crew moves through.
Beraald would definitely load up and sneak some bacon to Lucy.
One of the gun's gun mates goes, "It's the biggest raccoon I ever saw."
Yeah, she's a handful.
At least 2.
That's a good one. I haven't heard that one.
There's some gentle ribbing of the crew, and Monica, after people have eaten their breakfast, Monica comes back out to the weather deck. Weather deck being this deck. Goes, "Run out the guns," and the shutters on the outside of the deck are flipped up, and the guns are run out through the portholes. And the captain is currently in his quarters. The first mate, Nathaniel, is up. He's like, "All right, now it's just a matter of finding their territory. If anybody sees any bones along the ground, whale bone, elephant bone, other large creature, sing out. We'll know we're getting close."
I cannot move my character to the upper deck.
I think there's invisible
walls.
walls. Go all the way to the back and loop around.
Yeah.
So
All right.
he's hanging off the side.
Do the harpoons on the guns have like rope loops on them on the back in the middle?
So there is rope looped just behind the head, attached to it.
Okay.
And as far as you can tell, the ropes themselves, there's just great coils of rope next to each gun, and they are not currently tied to anything. But there's easily hundreds of yards of rope coiled on next to each gun. At least 300, 400 feet of rope. The day wears on, and Lumi, you start with that perception check. You start seeing something out about. It's really hard to tell with the fact that you're not used to looking down at the ground. You're not used to looking this far into the distance, but you see off in the distance flecks of white against the ochre and green of the ground. It has gotten significantly more rocky in this area, like great canyons running through the ground, with small, like almost plateaus at the tops of them, tufted with grass, and occasionally you see in the distance Vuji and other animals. And yeah, you can see just flecks of white and in the distance.
I'll flag down some crewmates and just start pointing. I think those might be bones. What do you think? You've probably seen more from this angle.
So the crewmate doesn't understand what you're saying, but understands the point. Gets like focuses in the direction you're pointing, yells something in Elven up to the top of the ship, and the At this point, it'd be back to the captain. Captain pulls out a eyepiece. Pulls out like a telescope, whatever those are called.
Telescope?
The thing that sea captains use to see things in the distance.
Telescope.
Oh, okay.
Spyglass.
Spyglass? Sure.
It's both.
Yeah. Spots what you're seeing and goes, rock sign. Eyes up. Should be around here somewhere. Increase altitude. And you guys feel that like pit in your stomach as the ground seems to push up at you more than it feels right to, and the ship starts rising, and it is breaking through the cloud layer at this point. And the captain's like, go ahead.
So Zari has a plan. Zari has rope of climbing. Zari is going to tell rope of climbing to form knots on it.
Oh boy.
That will give me advantage on climbing it for my plan. Zari is then going to tell rope to tie itself to one of the harpoons, and then is going to tell rope of climbing to tie itself to Zari.
Do you want to be smaller for the initial part of this one, Zari?
How long is the rope of climbing?
It is 60 feet.
Okay. I'm assuming you're doing this on the weather deck and not on the gun deck.
Yes. I believe I'm on the top.
Yeah, you're on the weather deck right now.
Yeah.
All right.
Zari, do you want to be smaller for that?
I can control when I get big. So if I go rage, I don't have to get big. It's just I choose to do it.
I think the question being asked is, do you want to be small?
So you don't stop the bolt, but the bolt actually pulls you along.
No. This one's not in a gun. This one's just a loose.
It's
spare.
just because there's ammo stacked along the side.
Yeah.
Okay, I had pictured in the gun, so good clarification.
Nope, this is just a spare one for when it gets close.
Okay. So, Captain yells up to the crow's nest and goes, "Eyes up! Give me a spot!" And the whole ship grows very quiet. And it's just the creaking of the wind in the sails, the gentle rocking as a breeze pushes at the ship, and you guys are still climbing in altitude. The cloud layer is strangely similar when seen from the top as seen from the bottom. And broken, you see the ground in broken bits beneath the clouds. And somebody points off in the distance, yells, "Rock!" And then a bunch of Elvish that you don't recognize, but the rock itself does not need translation. And the captain goes, "Mr. Nathaniel, beat to quarters." And Nathaniel nods and yells something in Elvish, and a drum beat starts below decks. It's a rat tat 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 rat tat 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 tat, and the entire crew moves to position. And beneath the deck, most of the Iris's people get down into the deep below deck, area. Iris,
Volley contingent.
yeah. Get to the deep below deck area. Iris herself stands, gets up onto the quarter deck. I don't actually have I should have gotten her a thing. Stands up onto the quarter deck, watching in the distance, and you see a speck on the horizon. It looks like a bird in the distance. The speck grows larger and larger.
Rope dart out and start flinging it around me.
And larger. It now looks like it is the largest hawk you have ever seen. And yet it grows larger and larger. And soon the perspective is wrong because it looks so very far away still, and it looks wider than the boat. And it still continues to grow larger. And we will go to this map. And I would like everybody to roll me initiative, please. Hold on. The initiative. Ha! No, that's not it. There it is. So, each square is 30 feet. The crew will act on 20.
30
Wait,
feet.
what?
Each,
I'm sorry. What does act on 20 mean?
as in the crew's action will happen on initiative score 20.
Got you.
So, you guys can act on your turn. I should roll for the rock.
And do we need to put Lucy in the initiative?
I
know she goes right after me.
Yeah, you can just have her go right after you.
Ouch. Okay.
5.
How much feet was each square?
30.
30.
Jawbreaker would roll his own initiative, but I'm going to keep him hidden and safe.
Sure. All right. So, Rock is currently there. Feel free to arrange yourselves onto the ship as a starting position. It'll want to snap you to the top left corner of a square. If you hold Alt down, it'll let you put yourself
where you want.
Where you want. And I think I have the map set up correctly, so the number of squares counts correctly for distances.
Samlander, it's extremely disconcerting how much I had to zoom out in order to see the creature. That was just realizing how big and how big it is. That's it.
All right. So, Lumi, you get to go before the crew gets to go. Do you have any actions this round?
Lumi, me.
Oh, sorry. No. Criior. Oh, well, I was scrolled wrong. Ha! I know my own tools. Criior, you also get to go before the crew gets to go.
I'm charging up my weapon.
Okay. Lumi, you're up.
I'm gonna hold action casting Fairy Fire for when the big bird comes within 60 feet of me.
Okay.
So basically right on top of the boat.
Right.
So I'm casting Fairy Fire when it's in range.
Mm-hmm. So current distance is 270 feet. All right. So the crew, the captain yells. So the crew's actions are going to the crew calling is going to be in Elvish, which none of you recognize. But the crew will take 2 actions, one of which is a maneuver action to try to align the ship to Ooh, that's actually really good. So the ship will just always stay in the same orientation, and I'll move the like creature and stuff around to make it fit. So it's 270 feet away. So if I put it 270 feet, measuring distance directly to broadside, it would be there. So basically move it to whoop. Thank you. So the ship aligns with the creature at broadsides, and then it will the first round of guns will fire. Could I have somebody roll me 1d20 plus 3? A natural 20.
Nice.
That is a critical hit. That means I need you to roll me. That means all 8 cannons on this side of the ship hit. So with a great roar of thunder and surprisingly little smoke, 8 harpoons go sailing out at this thing, because they're harpoons and not actually intended to do a bunch of damage. They're not cannon shot. Each harpoon would be doing 2d10 damage. So please roll me 16d10 and then double it. $105. So 210. All right. So with that, this thing is just absolutely peppered with shot. It screams in pain and anger as many of these harpoons hit it in the wings, and several of them catch it directly in the torso. And the captain yells out something in Elvish, and the crew who are not rolling cannons jump up out of holes and down from the rigging and start tying off the cord to the edge of the ship to hold this thing in place. And now there is a very tenuous rope bridge between you and the rock. And Beraald, you're up.
We're still at this huge range.
Yeah.
I was looking at. I don't know that there's anything I can do right now.
Do you have
Go ahead.
do you have any ranged weapons?
I do. I have a longbow.
A
I was looking at the rules to see how far.
So it should have a range. So 150
It's at
feet.
long range,
Yeah.
but it is within long range.
So-
but at that range, you'll have disadvantage on the attack roll.
So you can just shoot an arrow at it with disadvantage.
Okay. All right. So I'm sorry. Like, where would I went into the compendium. I'm just not seeing that information on my sheet.
So see how it says. So if you look, it says 150/600. 150.
That's the thing is, I'm not seeing it.
Yeah, you have to expand the weapon attack with a little gear icon that shows up next on its corner.
Thank you. Yes, 150/600.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
150,
all right.
150 is the normal range, and 600 is the
Yep.
long range.
Yep.
And
Thank you.
in the compendium,
Yes.
look it up under items instead of proficiencies.
That's why it wasn't coming up, because I was looking it up under proficiencies.
Aha.
Awesome. Yes, thank you for all that help. That's awesome. So then, yes, please. I would like to shoot my longbow. So if it's at a disadvantage, does that mean I roll twice and take the lower?
Correct.
Okay.
All right, let's see if I can make it work this time.
Because I have been practicing.
You have.
Yeah. All right. And I would want to do it not under item name, but from the name ATK damage type location. That's where I'd want to roll it. Or does that matter?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. All right. Let's do it. Oof. So do it one more time.
Right, but
Well, you can't get lower than that. So.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
with a natural 1, you draw your bow, and it's really deceptive because everything is moving, and you didn't know to lead your target, and so you launch this arrow straight at it, and it seems to curve off in the distance behind you.
Yep. And we're going to say that this is also the first time that Beraald has, well, here,
I've never shot while flying in the air before.
There's also the wind wall to consider, so you gotta compensate for that.
Okay. Oh, that's a lot to think about.
Don't
Next
worry,
time.
you'll get it. You'll get it.
Thank you.
and then I'm going to say Lucy doesn't do anything.
That makes sense. Riisha, you're up.
Risha's just gonna walk up to Criior and be like, "Hey, so I know you're close range," and just give him a pat on the back.
You have to dodge a dart on a rope, though. Okay.
Oh, so you gave Criior spider climb?
Yep.
Nice.
So Criior, you are, yeah, you can run anywhere on this ship, including upside down on the bottom of the hull. Zari, you're up.
I hope it makes your feet as sticky as it makes mine.
Zari is waiting for the prey to get closer, so Zari will hold turn.
Iberkeet, you're up. I'm assuming holding an action until you can hit something.
Yeah. I'm readying a firebolt for when it comes in range, which could be there.
Okay.
4 squares.
It's now the rock's turn. This thing is screaming it's screaming in agony and pain, and then I need everybody to make a dexterity saving throw, please. As the ship heaves 15 feet vertically.
How do you do advantage in roll 20?
You didn't see this one coming.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Well,
Holding shift will give you advantage similarly.
okay. Looks like it does it anyway.
Well, it rolls
There's a setting.
The default is to roll both, and then. All right, so DC 15, you are not knocked prone. So anybody who got higher than a 15 is not knocked prone. And as oopsie, another one has come up from below and slammed into the hull of the ship. Anybody within the first square can, if they have a melee attack or similar, they can attack that one. As this one looks significantly less colorful than the one that just hit that was just shot, and the crew screams, and the ship, the front end of the ship is damaged. How much damage does this thing do? plus 13. 48 plus 9. Okay, so... So the one at the front of the ship has a hold of the ship. Ship just took 45 points of damage. I need to keep track of that because that could be important. All right. All right. And the other rock will fly its speed at the ship. And then it can't actually get to the ship, so it will then move itself the rest of the way to the ship. So it can't attack this round, but it now other held actions, I believe, are available because it just flew into you.
I'm putting my Ferriphobe in between them. I think I can just barely snag both of them. Maybe.
Well, what? Okay, I'll let you do that. What's the radius on it?
It's a 20-foot cube. It's like... It's a toss-up if I can actually...
No,
manage
you can
both.
hit one or the other. They're like the one on the up is like parallel with the ship. The one in the front is down below. So you can hit one or the other.
If the bow one is technically below the hull, I wouldn't technically see it lying on the flat of my back, so that's what it is.
Fair enough. What is the save?
DC 18 dex.
Roll to 21.
Dagnabbit.
All right. Any other held actions?
Fireball somewhere? Or bolt?
Firebolt and maybe the cunning
Azari?
plan from the barbarian.
He didn't ready in action.
Oh, that's already ready in action.
Oh, okay. But I think a firebolt was ready.
Yes, Iberkeet did.
Oh, right. I did do that.
Yes, it just flew at you, so you feel free to shoot it. 27 will hit. For 9. It's like the one to the up. This one is extremely hurt.
Okay, well now it's slightly singed.
It is.
Ow.
You okay?
Yeah.
All right. Any other held actions?
Nope.
All right. Top of the order. Criior, you're up.
Yeah, I charged my weapon for 6 points. I'm gonna spend those points not in range, what I was planning to do, but in extra attack. So I get +3 on the weapon that I already have. That is
A
22.
1922 will hit.
And I want you to make a... Where was it? Where are you?
Constitution saving throw.
Constitution saving throw.
15.
What happens with the flying creature that is stunned?
Well, currently it's holding on to the prow of the ship. I mean, you do the front. You did the front one, right? Because that's the one in
Yeah,
range.
yeah.
Yep. So
Yeah.
currently is claws deep into the prows of the ship. So it is stunned and holding on to the front of the ship. So it doesn't fall. Although, look, does it? No, it would still have a fly speed even stunned. Because stunned creatures can still make movements.
I don't think so.
If it doesn't
Where
have
am I?
hover, it would fall.
I don't see hover in its list.
Feet. Yeah, it would be fly, whatever feet, and then in parentheses hover. Stunned.
Fly 120, so it does not have hover. But
Stunned imposes incapacitated,
okay.
and incapacitated can't take any action, bonus action, or reaction, concentration is broken, and yeah, okay, that's basically everything that matters. Automatically fail strength and dexterity saving throws, and attack rolls against it have advantage.
Okay, but it didn't restrict any movement. It just
No.
actions, reactions.
No, can't move here.
Either way, it's attached, so it's not gonna fall. Can't move. Oh, okay. So either way,
Is that 2014 or 2024?
14.
I'm looking at the
14.
Oh, okay, yeah, it's giving me the 24 rules. Sorry.
You're okay. All right, Criior. Well, you stunned it.
Well, then...
There's
Wow.
a perceptible shift in the boat is now leaning down as this thing loses flight.
I use the rest of my movement and bonus action to switch out weapons.
Okay. There we go. All right. Lumi.
Seeing feeling the shock and seeing Criior attack something at the bow of the ship, I'll pop up, lean over, and I think. Oh god damn it! Enlarge reduce really needs touch. Dang it!
It does? Wow.
Pretty sure.
Yeah, and it's hanging on the lower
It's-
side-ish of the ship,
No,
right?
it's a 30-foot range. I can basically just about get it.
Yay.
Get up, get all my 15 feet forward, and lean over and cast Enlarge Reduce at the one at the bow.
Okay.
I'm reducing.
Huh? I figured.
Whoops.
See you in range to grow larger or smaller for the duration.
Con 18 save.
Constitution. 20.
Dang it! Fine.
So yeah, you see it
Um,
shudder slightly, and then stay the same size.
Fine. Starry form archer.
Make it small.
And shoot at the one at the side of the ship.
13 will
I'm
miss.
guessing 13 will miss.
Yes, 13 will miss.
That's all he wrote.
All right. So there is frantic yelling from the captain. There is a bunch of motion up on the quarterdeck. The people who were loading the cannons stop loading the cannon and start hacking at the rock that just came up on the side here. And the ones who were tying off the rope are now like frantically drawing in the ropes. Could I have 1d20 plus 3 again, please?
Not from me.
Somebody new, yes. With all of the chaos happening, the people who are hacking and shooting and everything at this rock are missing. Just stuff is going wide, or their weapons are glancing off of its naturally tough hide. They do manage to tie it to the side of the ship, though, and as the captain is yelling out commands, the ship rights itself, so it's no longer being dragged down by the prow. It is now back to level. And with that is their turn. All right, Beraald, you're up.
So we've got the one against the side is very badly hurt, and
Yes.
the one at the front is
Undamaged.
Yeah, okay. I'm thinking I would like to cast Summon Beast.
Okay.
And to choose a flying creature.
Sure.
And I think I would like to send it. Range is 90 feet, and I think I would like to send it toward the one on the side of the ship.
Sure.
So the idea would be that, let's see if we can, in my mind, we're focusing our energy on the unharmed one, and maybe our flying beast can help attack the one that's on its way out.
Sure.
Okay. And do I...
So, well, you have a flying beast. You can, I think, it acts immediately after you or on your turn.
When you cast the spell, choose an environment error.
Yep.
Ally to you, shares your initiative count, takes its turn immediately after yours, and obeys your verbal command. Okay, no action required.
Yep. So you can you tell it to attack. So at the end of your turn, it will attack.
Right.
You still have a bonus action and movement if you would like them.
All right. So I would like we are just about, I believe where I am right now is just about 30 feet from the one in front. This is fun.
So you can, with one set of movement, you can move between any one of the 3 squares, basically, or you can move a square.
Yeah, okay.
So you can move up to the front, and that will be within melee range, essentially. Might be a little, you'd have disadvantage because it's a little hard to hit, because it's underneath you, but...
Sure. Yeah, I think I would like to move Beraald up to that front square, and I want to see if I can... Oh, you got it. Great. And bonus action... I'm sorry, don't have this memorized yet. I'm looking for the bonus action options.
You might not have any.
Okay. Where would they show if I did?
In various places.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, not everybody has something they can do on a bonus action.
So common things would be Hunter's Mark, but I think you've already cast a spell, so I think that's a spell.
Yep.
I don't think you can do an offhand attack unless you did a main hand attack with your action.
Yep.
I can't think of any other bonus actions off the top of my head.
Nope. So that'll be it then. I will cast a flying creature.
Okay.
Move, like, tell it fly, attack the one on the side, and
Right.
And then just move forward. And I would like to move in front of Lucy. I don't want Lucy in front of me.
Yep. Lucy's still in
And
the
that's-
middle of the ship.
Yep. Yep.
Okay. So go ahead and roll your attack as your summoned creature's attack.
So to do that, I don't know because
It
Go ahead.
uses your spell attack modifier.
Yeah.
Which,
so where it just the active rolling is the thing I'm not sure about how to do.
Okay.
/r space 1d20 plus number.
Okay. Or I can just like roll a d20 plus
Yeah.
my modifier.
Well,
All right.
Yeah.
And sorry, which modifier was it?
Your spell attack.
Should be at the top on your spells page.
Yeah. So
Spell attack bonus.
plus 5.
5. Okay. And I'm sorry, I don't. This is the first time I'm doing this. So
No, you're fine.
all right. Can I just roll that?
A
Did that work?
natural 20. So you hit. Roll the damage of the creature and then double the dice.
So it's 1d8 plus 4 plus the spell's level.
1d8.
Oh.
You gonna do it?
So 1, so
Oh,
2.
plus 4 plus the spell level. The level is level 2, so that would be 1, 5,
So
and 2, 7.
So
right?
critical hit. So be 2 plus 4 is 6 plus spell level 2 is 8.
Yep. Okay.
So it's a really nasty slash this thing gave to its eye, doing some amount of damage, but not as much as that as it looked like at first.
Okay.
All right, Lucy, have any action?
No.
All right, Riisha, you're up.
All right. Risha's going to do her standard finger guns and go to do her usual, and I totally forget the Eldritch Blast. But it's not going to Eldritch Blast. It's going to... Because she forgets, and it's just going to do that instead.
Nice.
The one above.
So 13 will miss. Wait, no,
And
you
she's
have
just
advantage
gonna
on
look at
because
her-
it's restrained.
Let's do a second roll then.
Verifier?
No, this one is restrained because it's got a bunch of harpoons in it. And this one is stunned. So no matter what you're doing, it's advantage. 15 will hit. So the...
And then she's just going to look down at her fingers and be like, "The heck? That's different."
All right.
And that's it.
Zari, you're up.
Time for Zari's plan to go into action.
Da, da, da.
Uh-oh. Okay.
So Zari is going to run to the prow of the ship
Uh-huh.
with harpoon and a hammer from the ship in hand.
Okay.
Going to Misty Step up onto the rock on the front's back,
Okay.
and then jab the harpoon into its into its hide, and try to hammer it in with the hammer.
You are not proficient with melee wielded harpoon, but you do have advantage on this because it is stunned. So roll an attack for me, please.
Let's see. Give me another d20. Meow.
Don't you have a plus on your attack?
It's a straight attack.
You get your strength bonus, but you don't get your proficiency bonus.
Okay, so strength of 3. So I
four,
guess it'd be
14.
14.
So Zari, you land on this thing. Plan is going great. You grab a hold of this harpoon and you jam it at it, and it skids off of hard feather and skin and fails to find purchase. And it's currently stunned, so it's not going to try and knock you off. But yeah, you're holding on for you're not secured to it. It's a movement. Yeah, you have a bonus action unless you're rage. I
Nope,
suppose.
I use Misty Step.
Oh, so you are out of anything. So Iberkeet, you're up.
I'm holding on.
You're holding on for dear life.
I was muted for all of that.
Woohoo!
Oh,
They're not within 5 feet of each other, right?
No.
No.
Okay. Then I'm going to firebolt the one that is not below.
Okay, gonna firebolt the side one. 16 will hit. It is so badly injured. Oh.
Roll again for the 20 fish.
Oh yeah, because you have advantage because it's restrained.
Oh. Okay. Nope.
Was not better. All right, so you did hit it. It is barely holding on. All right. That is Iberkeet's turn. It's now the rock's turn. The one in the front is stunned until the end of your next round, Criior?
End of my turn.
Okay. So it can't take any actions or do anything. The other one is restrained, but not stunned, and so it has a bunch of meat things that it can reach. I would like... Can I get a flip of a coin? Evens, or a dice. Evens, the rock attacks somebody on the ship. Somebody, one of the crew members of the ship. Odds, the rock attacks Lumi or Iberkeet or Lucy. Odds.
that was odds.
So, roll a d6, 1 to 2, it's Iberkeet, 3 and 4, it's Lumi, 5 and 6, it's Lucy. Lucy is attacked. All right.
Did you just say Lucy's dead?
No, it's attacked.
No.
Oh, jeez.
All right, so
Sorry?
beak attack does a 16 hit Lucy?
Yes. Her AC is 13.
Okay, Lucy takes 24 damage.
Yo.
And then a 27 to hit Lucy
Yes.
for
I have to
an
mark this down.
additional
Yep.
27 damage.
So the first one was 24 and
Yep.
the second was 27.
Yes.
She's down. Her hit points are 45.
So Lucy is grabbed a hold of and knocked unconscious by this thing.
No!
Criior, you're up. Be glad it can't drop her.
I'm glad.
Did Sari tie the rope on the ship?
Nope. Zari tied the rope to herself.
That screws with my plan.
You can hop on here with me.
Yeah, but Criior could stay.
Yes.
Because Criior has spider climb.
Yes.
I was actually hoping to drop the bird to the ground. But there is a friend attached to it, Sammy.
Technically not attached.
Yeah,
Technically, yes. It's a
it
fallen rock
falls, he falls.
cushion a falling
She falls.
Zari.
No.
Yeah. Well, let's just... no, that's an action. I'm in a dilemma now.
Oh, how much damage did you do that first time to this rock? Because I didn't record it.
Not that much. Let's scroll up. 8.
11.
Oh, I did 8.
Didn't you turn it into a +3 weapon? Or was
No,
that
attack.
just an-
Attack.
Just plus 3 to
Okay.
attack, yeah. All right.
Okay, 3 seconds. Sorry, can you get off? Do I have to wait a turn to get that response?
I mean, Zari can't act until her turn.
That's true.
You can hold an action, or you can attack it.
I'm gonna attack it again then.
Okay, try to stun it again.
Yeah.
A 20 will hit.
27.
The 20, right, because advantage. 27 will hit.
Two-handed. 9.
9 damage. All right.
Can you make me another wisdom save?
Wisdom or Constitution?
Constitution, sorry.
23.
Darn it. No. Luckily, I have more attacks.
Yep. Both of those will hit. 11 more damage.
Yep. And another wisdom save.
You mean Constitution?
Constitution.
28.
Did I just got lucky the first time?
Uh-huh.
Probably.
25 will hit. 5 damage.
5 damage.
Okay. Another con save.
Yes, please.
18.
Darn it. Well, that's not stunned anymore.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure it'll be fine. Zari gets to act before it does, so it'll be totally fine. Movement or bonus action? Did you flurry to bonus some of those hits in?
No, it's 3/4 stuff attacks.
Ah.
And that was my bonus action for the third Corey attack. So I have my movement left. So I'm gonna stand a little bit more in the middle.
Sure.
Here.
You have full run of the
Doesn't
ship.
mind anymore. Doesn't matter anymore. Sorry. Stay on it.
Lumi, you're up.
Archer shot on the top one, the one that has Lucy.
Okay. You bury your bolt of light into this thing's eye. The lights of its eyes go out. It relaxes into its things, and Lucy falls out of its foot onto the deck.
God, okay.
Just a very sad, unconscious raccoon.
Oh, that was my bonus action. I still have kind of like visual range on the bow one, right?
Yeah, you can see it well enough.
Like hang my head partly off the railing to see it.
Yep.
Guiding bolt.
Okay.
First level.
Uh, 24 will hit. Yeah, you have advantage until its turn. So, or until no, it's no longer stunned. Never mind.
It is now no longer stunned.
So 24 will hit.
17 radiant damage, and the single next attack against it has advantage. That's all he wrote.
Beraald?
Crew?
What'd you say?
Crew
Someone's
at
forgetting the
20?
crew.
Oh, the crew. Right, the crew. So they're going to maneuver to try to shift it into the other firing arc. So roll the d20 maneuver roll and fail. So it manages to stay approximately where it was as the crew tries to turn the ship to face it. So they are unable to fire at it. I need 1d3 plus or 1d20 plus 3 as the crew attacks this thing. With ranged.
Advantage.
No advantage. It's no longer stunned.
But
First attacks.
Oh, first attack. Okay,
But it
yeah.
is
So with advantage.
Guiding bolt.
Yes, guiding bolt.
bolted.
So with advantage, 1d20 plus 3. So somebody roll it twice.
I am not rolling anything anymore.
So it's Ibikit, Riisha of Sari.
Uh, 17 will hit. Somebody please roll me 10d6 as the bolts and everything hit this thing.
Riisha made the hit.
Roll it, Riisha. Zari, you're now dodging arrows coming. Thunk, 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 thunk.
Oof.
All right, sorry. Crew action taken care of. Beraald, you are now up.
All right, so Beraald is going to run to Lucy. And can Beraald do cure wounds?
Absolutely.
Okay. Creature you touch, 1d8 plus my spell casting ability. All right, so roll a d8 and then plus 5.
No, it'd be. Wait.
It should be a thing in the attacks and spellcasting
Yeah.
thing.
It's usually your stat that's associated with.
Yeah, it's wisdom.
2?
So, yep.
1d8 plus 2.
So 1d8. That's 5 plus 2 is 7.
7. So Lucy comes back awake, and like kind of gives you a hug in response to being woken back up with a curing. All right.
And says, "Is there any licorice?"
Beraald is obviously like just clutching her,
Right.
just scooping her up tight.
All right. I'm assuming Lucy is not taking any actions. Is your flying creature?
Yes. All right. So, the flying creature, I believe the range was 90.
They have plenty of movement to get back to this rock to attack it.
Yes. Okay. So as Beraald is holding Lucy with one hand, he will look up at the flying creature and point over to the rock and scream, bellow, go! And
so d20 plus 5 for the attack.
Are we serious? So that's an 8.
So unfortunately, it glances off of rock hard feathers and misses.
All right. Ugh. And that's it for me, right?
Yep. Hey, Riisha, you're up.
Okay.
Riisha, being curious as to why Eldritch Blast isn't working, is actually just going to pull out her short bow and be like, I got to talk to Mom about this. And because she gets sneak attack damage...
Uh-huh. Unfortunately, a 9 will miss.
That's the poops. I'm inspirationing that.
Go for it.
Nice.
She doesn't want to miss.
Uh-huh. That's fair. 24 will hit. So, total of 10 damage?
Yep, and also...
Oh. As you wail upon this thing?
Yep.
It's in walls.
Well, I mean, fair.
The other one hitting Lucy made Riisha sad, so she wails.
Yes.
And that's Risha's.
All right, Zari. You are on unsteady terrain. You can attempt to get back onto the ship with your movement. Well, I mean, you can choose to do that after you attempt to tie yourself to this thing, I suppose. Apparently. So are you going to try to attack this thing to implement your plan?
Yes.
Okay, you have...
And I think I'm going to try to use my my actual weapon this time to jam that harpoon in.
Well, you're still... The actual attack is with the harpoon, so it's still not proficient.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'll just keep using my ship hammer.
I don't know that it's in the rules anywhere, but this feels like you have disadvantage on this roll. Because it is actively trying to not have you on its back while you try to stab it.
So rude.
I know.
Okay, then I think instead I am going to... So what size category is this thing?
Gargantuan.
Gargantuan?
Its wingspan is more than 200 feet wide.
Crazy.
Like this is the birds are in scale to their actual size compared to the 90-foot long ship. Actually,
Okay.
they're a little small on the map.
So I am going to rage and go Big Zari.
Okay. You are now Big Zari.
And I'm going to shout, Iberkeed, I need to get bigger.
You mean Lumi?
And I'm going to hold on, and if Zari gets bigger again thanks to a clutch enlarge reduce, then Zari is going to try to grapple the rock.
You don't have that kind of magic. Uh-huh.
Well, then Zari's just going to attack.
Okay. Attack, please.
Let's see.
18 will hit. For 12.
See, does that bludgeoning include rage damage? No, it does not. So 12 plus 3 plus
2.
2.
17.
Okay. 17 total.
And then I attack again.
Go for it. 24 will hit. Eight plus 5 is 13, plus 2 is 15.
Yep.
Okay,
And then, oh heck, I'm going to add a smite to it.
go for it. For 7 more.
Yep.
All right, it is looking bloodied. at this point.
Let's go, Tweety Bird.
All right. Movement.
Nope, I'm staying put.
Okay. Iberkeet,
Get
it's
to
your
his
turn.
head.
How about we try a firebolt
Go for it.
on the same one I've been going for?
That one's the one up is dead, so the one in front is the one that's
oh,
left.
okay.
23 will hit.
That works then.
16. It does a fair amount of damage. You can see the scorch mark, which is impressive considering this thing's feathers. All right. Anything else?
Oh, that's it for me.
So this thing has an annoying thing attached to it. So it's going to
An
move
annoying big thing.
a little bit away so it can deal with its annoying thing. Yeah, right. You're about there. Well, it's going to roll its attacks first. So it will attack you with its beak first. 25 to hit.
Okay.
30 piercing damage.
Oof.
So halve to 15. And then a natural 1 on its claws. So it fails to grab a hold of you and misses. Which is probably for the best because otherwise, yeah. And Zari, I would like you to make me a athletics check to hold on as this thing is trying to get you off.
Okay. Believe I have advantage on those while raging.
You should. 22.
22.
You managed to, well, it would be an opposed check. A 28 by the rock because it rolled a 19. Zari, you're doing so good. It's going so well. It swung at you with its beak and it hit you with its beak, but that wasn't too bad. And you managed to avoid the claws. And then you are suddenly in space and plummeting.
Oof.
And that's bad. So, does anybody have free Featherfall as a reaction?
No.
I do.
Okay.
Iberkeet does.
Why is Zebra Keith sad sounding about that?
That was my question.
Out of range.
Oh.
Oh. Oh no.
Yeah, that's too far away. Iberkeet, I will let you take a reaction to throw yourself over the side of the ship so that you can essentially parachute save Zari on the way down to the ground. If you want.
Jeez. Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
So now, so you guys all watch Zari just holding on to space and then start falling. And about the time you're registering that, you see Ibrahkeet leap over the side of the ship. And that's the rock's turn. Top of the order.
How high up were we?
Oh, you're over the cloud layer. So
Okay.
we're talking more than a half a mile up, probably.
Yeah, I've probably no clue.
Did we lose any altitude from the rocks hanging on to us?
You're maybe a little bit, but not like you're still well over 2,000 feet. We'll go with you were 2,000 feet. So you have several turns to solve this problem.
Yeah, I have a scroll of Dimension Door.
Ooh.
Hey.
As I go up to the point of the ship,
Mm-hmm.
I feel me more connected to the ship than I normally do.
Correct.
So I'll just go over the bow and under it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Still connected to the ship.
Yep.
Just to see what's happening. And also keeping an eye on the rock.
So the rock is flying a little 30 feet gap between you, the ship and the rock. And then you see Zari and Ibrahkeet vanish into the cloud layer below you.
Wait. Ibrahkeet, you can choose up to 5 falling creatures, so you can choose yourself.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So you can choose yourself
Yeah, I
and
thought
me.
that was implied.
Yes.
Yes.
The point is, if you guys can get together, then you can save everybody.
Yeah.
A readied action is a reaction, right?
Correct. No, it's yes. It's your ready to
It
action
takes
is
your reaction to pop it. Yeah.
correct.
Yeah. Then I ready my normal attack, which is 2 attacks, if it comes in range.
Okay.
I think you only get one
You get
attack
one.
when you ready the attack action.
That sounds correct.
Oh, then I just do nothing.
Oh, okay.
I think. Well, extra attack is the extra attack feature, right?
Yeah.
So that's when you take the attack action, you get 2 attacks, and he's readying the attack action.
Okay.
Yeah, but I believe there's a thing about readying the attack action which limits you to 1 attack.
Okay. Well, you guys can work up that in the rules.
I will
while
search it.
Yeah.
My turn is gone.
Lumi, you're up.
I'm shuffling up to the bow portion of the ship
Mhm.
and do the guiding bolt archer form combo
Okay.
in that order.
Sure. Uh, 25 will hit.
Nice.
For 14 radiant, and yes, I'm eating my own advantage.
Sure. 25 will also hit for another 11 radiant.
For another 11 radiant.
Okay.
That's all I can do.
Again, try to turn the ship to face the broadside at the rock. 16 will be good enough. So the rock is now here. Zari and Ibrahkeet are... Oopsie. Lucy's fat now, apparently.
Oh,
Where did...
flat.
Yeah. Where did... There's Ibrahkeet. Oh,
Much licorice.
Zari and Ibrahkeet are over there. Somewhere. Falling. All right. Could I have somebody roll me 1d20 plus 3, please? For the ship cannons. 9 misses it by 6. 2 cannons hit. Could I have somebody roll me?
Eberkeet rolled first, so use Eberkeet.
Oh, I missed Eberkeet's roll. 17. That will hit with all of the cannons. So 8 cannons hit. So please roll me 2d10 times 8. So 16d10 damage. Eberkeet, you want to do that? Or somebody?
Sorry, 10d6?
16d10.
16d10.
Yes.
Got it. Got
Tomato,
that back.
tomato.
All 8 cannons hit. Each
And
harpoon.
these are loaded with cannon, not
No, these
harpoon.
are loaded with harpoon. This side of the ship hasn't shot yet.
Okay.
80. That is sufficient. So the harpoons whip out, slam into this thing, poking through it, killing it, and it immediately falls, and the crew immediately tries to tie this thing off. Could I have somebody roll me a d20 plus 3 as a reflex save to see if they manage to get the thing tied off before the rope runs out? 12. The rope runs out first.
Plus 3. Plus 3 would be 15.
Oh no, that's actually enough. So this thing is hanging on about 150 feet below the ship. And now we just have falling people to deal with. Unless anybody else has any actions while people are falling.
I was wondering if I could send my creature, my flying creature, to go swoop one of them up, or both. I don't know.
Your flying creature is small sized, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
It's not like Lumi with Giant Eagle.
yeah.
Okay. All right. That was the only thing I was thinking might be helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Riisha has an action for it. She screams, "That looks like fun," and dives after him too.
Oh boy.
Oh my god.
What is happening?
Okay. So, everybody gets an action. I'm gonna go. It's acrobatics, probably. We have 4 rounds of falling. So you need to get within 60 feet of everybody within 4 rounds.
So everybody's rolling acrobatics?
Everybody who's falling rolls acrobatics. So
Oh.
15. That's
I mean, we're falling at a rate of. Did someone else jump over?
Riisha.
Riisha did.
Why?
I don't know.
Because Riisha.
I'm not casting Featherfall on you again.
All right. With an 8. Eberkeet, please roll me acrobatics. 17. Between the 3 of you, you are all within 60 feet of Eberkeet by the time Eberkeet casts Featherfall. So you now start falling at 60 feet per round. Eberkeet, I'm assuming you're going to wait for a couple rounds until you can be sure that the ground is close enough that you won't run out before you hit it. You're a smart gal.
I mean, we're falling at a rate of 60 feet per round now.
Once Featherfall is cast, yes.
Yeah, so that's definitely going to take a lot longer than the duration of Featherfall, I think.
Yeah, so 640 feet is how far you can fall with Featherfall.
Which is, yeah.
So
yeah.
you're going to, if you fall 3 turns for 500 feet each turn, and then on the 4th turn cast Featherfall, you arrive at the ground about a minute later. Safe and sound.
and I had a scroll of Dimension Door,
Okay.
but I don't see it in my inventory, so I must have used it at some point.
Did you put it in your spell book?
What level is Dimension Door?
2, I think. It starts at.
Or no, it is not in my spell book. Maybe I gave it to someone else.
Maybe it was lost in the transference over to Roll20.
It's possible.
Because I do remember you had it.
Yeah, I gave it to you at some point, but I don't remember what happened to it.
So if I have that, I can use that mid-fall and
Sure.
get us back up to the ship, unless we've already fallen more than 500 feet.
Well, you immediately fall 500 feet the first round.
Ugh.
And then after that, you
Okay.
continue to fall. So you would have exceeded 500 feet basically instantaneously.
Okay.
Zari would have been more than 500 feet away by the time you could have caught up to Zari to Dimension Door back.
Okay.
So we're landing on the ground.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Zari, Iberkeet, and Riisha land on the ground, and like 15 minutes later, you see like these giant masses of dead, like great drops of blood, and then you see the ship appear above your head. It obviously had to fly back in your direction, and you hear a yell from the deck of the ship as about the same time that you get within within really easily visual range as they spot you. And the ship lowers enough to have the rocks on the ground, and then the ropes are cut and the rocks go onto the ground. And the ship floats 10 feet off the ground in between them. And there's a bunch of yelling in Elvish back and forth on the deck of the ship.
So we are on the ground now.
Yes. And
I'll
the
jump to the ground.
ship is nearby.
That was fun. Let's do it again.
I agree.
Iberkeet is probably staring at us with dagger eyes.
I'll just jump to the ground.
As I'm like a bird, I want to fly away.
God, that takes me back.
Meanwhile, from deck, no, we're going to Haifa.
The captain comes out and looks at you all and goes, "Impressive. Still alive. Very, very brave of your wizard. Not many would jump over into open air.
To save a crazy lady.
Or to save a sane one." The
crazy one didn't need saving.
the ship, as it comes to a rest, hovering about 10 feet over ground, many rope ladders are thrown over the side, and the vast majority of the crew gets out and starts carving into the flesh of these things, pulling out the broken halberds is the wrong word. Harpoons. Haha, found the right word. Pulling out the broken harpoons, gathering up the ropes to be knit back into full ropes. And like there's a bunch of barrels being lowered by crane over the side, and the captain goes, interesting. Usually solo flyers. These look like a mated pair. There might be a nest around here.
Ooh, a nest? Does that mean eggs?
Generally, that's why there are mated pairs.
Also, Captain, a question.
Mm.
Where are you gonna store all this meat?
So the barrels are opened, and people start shoving meat into it. And then more.
But these birds are the size of your ship, and we have 2 of them.
And then more. And then more.
They're barrels of holding.
Oh.
When you have to
Maybe
hunt.
possibly barrels of colding.
When you are hunting prey, you make preparations, yes. The barrels will last 2 weeks.
That's interesting.
The beaks. Get the beaks off of them! Don't break. They broke one. The eyes are a delicacy, you know. There's a bunch of chuckling amongst the crew.
You can take a bath in their eyes.
Yes, that's why it's a delicacy.
Meanwhile, Lumi is looking at the one he extinguished by flinging a bit of light through its eyeball, and goes, "Oops."
If
Speaking of which, Captain, you seem like a well-traveled man. Do you know the proper application of powdered mammoth tusk?
I've never met a mammoth to powder its tusks.
His mom still won't tell me. Nobody else knows. And I still can't figure it out.
Yes, this makes very much sense.
Humph.
We will
Beraald,
be.
sorry.
So we were not expecting to, so we taking choice cuts of meat. But tonight we have roast rock.
Oh, could I get that recipe for the cooked rock eye? I might have to try that
Absolutely.
one.
What you do is you stab the eye with a spit and then roast it over a fire.
Hmm.
The
Hey, Riisha!
stabbing it with the spit lets the water out.
No.
It's not a bug.
No, but it's a gateway to the soul. I don't want to be teleported in anywhere. Mom would be mad at me. I'm supposed to stay on the mortal plane.
There's a conversation in Elvish. If any of you, I don't think any of you recognize it.
Not yet.
No.
I pick up maybe a few words, but they're mostly the simple words.
So you would pick up the word egg and then a negative sound and then the word after.
Yeah, I cannot make a sentence of that.
Lumi, can we go find the egg?
No.
But I want omelets.
I'm sorry, not to interrupt all of this disgusting talk. Can we take care of Lucy? Does any Captain? Do you have a medical facility?
Yes.
Oh yeah, Lucy. Poor little girl.
I have a healer. They can do some, but not a lot. All right, so Lucy is then healed 14 by Riisha and 15 by Lumi.
That is 29.
Thank you so much.
I'm feeling better now, Mom. That thing is
You-
huge.
You look better.
The claw, the thigh of me.
It's true.
I had a thing.
We're gonna.
I had
yeah.
a thing, the thigh of me sticking out of my belly.
Honestly, I'd really rather not think about it that much. We're gonna take it easy tonight, okay?
Okay.
I'll find as much licorice as I can for you.
There's
scared
none on the
me.
ship. Do you have some of your own?
Yes, of course I only have a couple of pieces.
Oh, wait. And Riisha
cookies.
has these. Was it Riisha who had the cookies, or was it
I think it was Zari.
Sorry.
Zari?
You could maybe Zari can give you one of her cookies.
That'd be nice.
Okay. I'll
So,
ask her.
Zari, as you're debating trying to find the egg, you are pounced by a person-sized raccoon.
Oof. Yes, I'm glad you're okay too. That was fun, wasn't it?
Chitter, chitter, chitter. Feeling your pockets. Feeling your pants.
Oh, you want a cookie?
Chitter, chitter,
Yeah,
chitter.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, I guess you deserve a cookie for being so brave.
Like, you don't speak, Lucy, but you get that dog looking at you with desire. Like I haven't eaten in weeks. I demand that I haven't eaten in weeks. Won't you feel so sorry for me and give me food?
Yes. So Zari reaches into the pack, and pulls out a cookie and hands it to Lucy.
What do you say, Lucy?
Thank you. Thank you. Can I have another one? Chitter, chitter, chitter.
Lucy said thank you.
Since you were so brave, you'll get another one at dinner, but you have to wait.
And
So-
she understands without needing.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, all right.
So, but the thing is that what Lucy heard is, since you were so brave, you get another one. And so she's back to, as she's shoving the one in her mouth with her one paw, she's like holding the other paw out in expectation.
No, dinner.
Lucy, be patient. Later.
I am a patient because I'm hurt.
I can't stay mad at you.
That pun even work in giant raccoon like that?
Clearly it did.
Of course. Oh, okay. Ashes take inspiration for the.
Mm-hmm.
For the. Did that even
Already
work in
have
Giant
one.
Raccoon?
I already have one that I keep forgetting to use.
Oh no.
I'll take it off your hands. I just used mine.
Okay.
Good enough. All right. So the evening, the afternoon flows into the evening. The crew works for hours on disassembling these birds.
I'm thinking maybe Lumi has a animated discussion with Zari about that egg, and at the end of a half argument, he just turns around and goes, "You already have a Murgle. You don't need a gurgle."
One, that is not what I would name it. Two, need a sibling. That way I can have both one that goes underground and above the ground.
Is Beraald close enough to hear this?
Absolutely.
What are we talking about? You're not serious.
Why not? You have Lucy, I have McGirl, we can get a rock.
Mm-hmm. The thing is, Lucy doesn't eat the other ones, and they will eat her.
No, they won't. They're trained.
Well, that's not, I haven't been around you all very long, but I have to tell you, I can already tell I am not convinced by you saying that.
Also, we're already behind schedule getting to Haifa.
All right.
Iris goes, yes, this was a longer hunt than I had expected. I was expecting only a half a day. The captain goes, I was expecting only one rock.
That is a fair point.
Indeed.
Well, sometimes you kill 2 birds with 1 rock.
Sake.
You know, I wish the candy had worn out. That
Spread the word. The egg is to be ignored by your crew, please. And Lumi just finds the back assward most corner of the ship and hunkers down to
don't know
rest.
where the egg is. Can't not ignore things that we don't know where they are. That sentence works in my brain.
Getting on the ship as well again. Trying to spider climb up the side with the ladder in my hand, but doesn't work anymore.
Nope.
I liked it, Riisha. Thanks.
So it's several hours later. The barrels are being loaded back into the hold. It looks like there were some barrels that had stuff in them already that they just dumped out onto the ground. Probably less valuable meat. Looks like probably salted or cured vuji or venison or possibly pig or cow. You're not 100% sure. The very bottom, by the time they're done, the very bottom hold is literally stacked to the ceiling with as many feathers as they could stuff in there. And like the bigger feathers from like the flight feathers, several of them are laid out almost as long as I can go back to the main. Almost as long as the weather deck. Down the center of the weather deck. So like between the masts, there are probably 20 or so flight feathers that have been brought up onto it and then tied down. And they have built great, they have found burnables in the nearby area, and they have built great fires, and they are currently roasting some of the less choice bits of the rock. Smells amazing. Like it's essentially giant chicken at this point. And there is much carousing and joy, with the exception of the 2 kobolds. The 2 kobolds are working on the front of the ship where it was hit by the rock, and you don't understand their language, but it is very obvious that they are swearing as they beat planks back in place and add patching to it. 3 or 4 of the crew members are helping out. There is a couple commands, and the ship lowers a few feet so they can get more easily direct underneath. And then it raises back up, and they climb up on ropes, and they are actively trying to repair things.
I might help trying to do some casts of mending throughout the evening.
The master carpenter, as you're doing that, like, catches your eyes, and then from his seat, he's to do some of this work. He is on basically a rope seat that is dangling over the side of the ship. Finds your eyes, and then does his best bow from that seat, as you can see the bits of the ship mend back together a little bit.
I'll just sit and take notes of whatever happened with sketches of the rocks and how the fight happened and stuff.
As the evening wears on, Iris gets progressively more agitated is the wrong word, but she's like pacing. A lot of her people are down with the crew enjoying roast bird. And eventually she just takes a deep breath in and out and goes below deck.
Did I manage to pick up any signs of distress, or is that just a mimicking of Lumia's? But we're already late.
Give me insight. You're not 100% sure. You don't know her very well, so you don't know her expressions very well, but it very well could be we've already taken much more time than we were expecting to. The crew stays up late in the night. The captain has broke out the good sherry. There were apparently a couple barrels of pretty good liquor. Nobody is the crew is not served enough to get them drunk, but they are definitely toasting each other, toasting themselves, singing sky shanties. We'll call them sky shanties, which are like sea shanties but less moist. And as the evening wears on, it's probably midnight, and the bosun starts, sending people back up the rope ladders and back into the ship. People find their cots. Pretty much at this point, the entire crew just lays out, finds somewhere to sleep. There is a small conference between many of the officers up on the quarterdeck as the last of the crew boards the ship, and it is around 1 a.m. that the sky ship takes back up. The bones of the rock left mostly stripped, not completely. Like they didn't like really go in for getting every scrap of meat off of these things. But they had to leave much of the leather behind. There are ship-sized piles of feathers laying about this place. It looks like the claws and the beaks and similar were amongst the first things you saw them come up onto the ship and then probably head down into the hold. And the ship takes back off and gains altitude and sails away into the night. And I think we will go ahead and end there. Thank you to my players for playing. Thank you everybody for watching. It has been great having you here. Bye.